Hello and welcome. This is a video on how to use the record function in Blue Eye Macro. So I'm going to go ahead and hit record. This new pop-up will come up and it tells you a lot of information here. This is the record button, or as you see here, there's a keyboard shortcut for it. It'll start recording after 3 seconds and has a little countdown, and by default mute countdown is unchecked. That means it'll beep. If you don't want to listen to the beep, you can just click on mute, and I'm going to leave it that way. To stop recording, there's a stop button. The default is escape, but you can choose any button you want. I'm going to leave it on escape. This is what it's going to record, and that's any keystrokes, mouse movement, or mouse clicks. So anything you type, anywhere you click or move the mouse, it's going to record it. By default, the timing is set to timeline, which is, here according to this, the most accurate, and it's harder to change it. Like if you want to change the middle of the timing of your macro, it's harder to do it with timeline. So if there's any doubt on which one of these to select, if you think you're going to modify it in the future, go ahead and click on pauses. If you're just going to record it and play it back, then I would use timeline. And that's about it. Let's go ahead and start recording. You can see the countdown going now. And I made a little notepad file. I'll bring it up, and I already typed something in here, but let's go ahead and I'll just retype it. And then I'll select this, put in password, then I'm going to hit enter and stop the recording. So this is what it looks like. It pulls up. If you haven't used it before, I think by default it'll pull it up in design view, but I've used it, so I've left it on code view. So as you can see, I selected pauses, so it used macro.pause. If you were to select timeline at that first screen, these would actually read as that the global execution time is over a certain amount. It'd be that same half a second here. And that's what I was saying. If you wanted to change something here and you had to use timeline, it would basically affect everything after that. But if you change a pause here, it doesn't affect anything after that. So that's why modifying it is easier if you select macro.pause. So to play it back, you're gonna have to give it a name. So I'll do first test and just put it under test, and then go ahead and hit start. And it's going to go down. It's going to open up Notepad like we did before. It should go ahead and select it, and then type the same thing I did, even with the mistakes, and then select the second one. Then afterwards it should hit enter, and the screen turned white. That means that the macro completed. So I'm going to exit out of this. And let me show you another example. Let's say that you wanted to do something with a browser. So I'm going to go down, open up Google. This is the Google homepage. I'm going to select images, then click in here and type robots, hit enter, and stop the macro. Alright, so let me close that. And this is the new macro recorded. Let me just type in a name like Google search, put it under test, and then save and close it. Alright, so another way that you can run it is, it made the category test and the name of this last one was Google search. Go up to macro, hit start, and then it's going to open up Internet Explorer. Click on images, and then type the same thing in and hit enter. So there you go. So that's pretty much it for recording. If you have any questions, comment below. Other than that, have fun and enjoy. Thanks.